In this episode, it's going to be story time. It's going to be my story. It's going to be a story that blows my mind, but at the same time seem so natural. And wow. So if you want to know what this story is, listen on.
Manifest mindset with me.
Hello and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I hope this podcast finds you well. I'm going to delve straight into this. And it came to me, the story not came to me, but the memory of this came to me. I was watching something on YouTube, and what I find fascinating about my story is that it seemed so natural. And I started to break it down in my head that we live in an amazing world, and the things that we can produce and do is just like, anyway. I'm going to take you back. I was 18 years old and I went to Dominica. That's where my parents are from. Not the Republic, Dominica. Okay? Nature island of the Caribbean. The one that has the birds inside the circle, the green dominating flag. Yeah, that country, that island, shall I say. Anyway, we were on our way. I think it was to the Boiling Lake. Anybody's been to Dominica, it is a phenomenon. Oh my goodness me. Amazing. I don't know the measurements and how deep it is, but put it this way, no one can say if you fell in there. You're going to be boiled in an instant. No one can get you. You're just going to be boiled human. Yeah? And to get there is, I don't know how it is now. They might have made some trails a lot easier, but it was a bit of a hike. You know, we crossed the Valley of Desolation, which was like filled with sulfur, and it stinked and it was horrible. And you're walking through it was beautiful. It was a lovely experience. Beautiful. You see streams. It was amazing. Anywho, right? Let me go on with this story. So I had extensions in my hair. There were real hair extensions, so those of us born, and, the little curly bits at the end, and they were quite, not very too thin, but they were small, okay? So that was my hairstyle. Going where you want something that's just, you don't need to fuss about. It was probably shoulder length or just past my shoulder length. It wasn't too long, okay? Anyway, we was walking. It was hot. It's Dominica. It's a beautiful day. We got a guide. I was with my grandmother, my dad's mum, my dad, my mum, my brother, and I don't know. There could have been another person with us. I can't remember, but we went. It was amazing. And my hair was down. I hadn't had it up, and I was walking. And I said to myself, you know what? I want to put my hair up, but I didn't have no hairbands or nothing. I said, I really wish I had some hairpins, so I can just pin up my hair. But that was it, and I let it go. It was a wish. Yeah, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. That's all it was. It was a wish. We had stopped to take a break. Yeah, there's a lovely stream water. I drank out the stream. The water was just like nectar. It's just like, because you've got all the rocks to filter it and everything's beautiful. And as we were about to go, I stood up. And on a stone were 5 big hairpins. The big ones that say you might have you might probably be used more in people in the industry because they're quite, not saying that normal people don't use them, but sometimes we had the smaller hairpins, but these were the thick ones and they were very long. Like if you're doing a fashion show, you need to make sure that hairstyle is secure. 5 of them sitting on a stone, like someone put it there. Now, when I said this, I said it to myself. I didn't say it out loud. It was just a wish that I made. I picked... oh, my goodness me. So, I'm like, oh, look, there's hairpins. Picked up the hairpins and, like, put my hair, twisted it and pinned it. No, like in the 1950s 50s when they used to have that kind of roll, and in the 90s that kind of hairstyle resurfaced again. I think I pinned it like that. That's the only way to kind of put it up my neck, twist it, roll it, and pin it. And I was so happy, yeah, that I found these hairpins, yeah. And I went on my merry way. I never thought nothing about it because it seemed so natural. Bearing in mind, wasn't in a city, wasn't on somewhere where there's loads of people. We were in terrain. So there's forests, there's streams, there's stones, there's insects. Yeah, we were in terrain. Yeah? And I went about my merry day and whatever. And I kind of forgot about it. The memory will resurface. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember a time, if I'm telling my friends, I needed hairpins and there was 5 hairpins that was sitting on the stone. I put it up with but I would tell it as though, oh, I remember the time I bumped into so-and-so. I haven't seen them for ages. You know, we stood in the street talking for half an hour and then we said, like natural like that. I can't remember. I think I was listening to Joel Osteen. A friend sent a video and it's about Joel Osteen talking about, oh god, I can't remember what the subject was, never mind. And then I kind of went down a rabbit hole and listened to a lot of the positive stuff. A lot of it was self-talk and kind of like manifestation things type of thing. And he said something and it kind of triggered this memory, and I was just like, then I was telling my friend about it, and I said, you know what the most bizarre thing, that was more bizarre than me finding these 5 hairpins that just appeared out of nowhere, was the fact that I thought it was the most natural thing on earth. By me speaking it and it happening, it didn't freak me out. I didn't look around and say, what? It was the most natural thing. And when I was telling my son goes, Mum, so you just picked up these strange hairpins. It could have juju on it. And I said, I know, I didn't even think of that. And I got the hairpins. And I'm nearly 50. I'm going to be 48 in the next couple of weeks. This is my birthday in the next couple of weeks. This happened when I was 18. So it's many, many years ago. And I can still see the hairpins on the stone. I can still hear myself saying, I really wish I had some hairpins to pin my hair up. And the fact that it didn't freak me out, the fact that it felt so normal and natural, back then and even years after that, don't get me wrong, I did have moments throughout the years I think, wow, that happened. But I never thought more of it than that. I thought it was like, oh my God, that was weird that this happened. But it's almost like there's a part of me, whether it's my spirit or whatever, to allow me to forget in a good way, like not to think about it too much. And it's only now when I was watching the video on YouTube, and it just kind of really like, and I'm doing this manifestation and affirming channel and all the rest of it, and it's like, and even though all the podcasts that I've done, I think I might have mentioned it before in a podcast, maybe I can't remember, but this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it prominently. And even now, speaking at this second, the most bizarre thing of me is the fact that I thought that it was the most natural thing. Not the fact that these hairpins were there, but it seemed so natural and normal and it didn't freak me out. And I thought nothing of it. All I was just so happy that I could take the hair off my neck, and pin it up. That was my goal. And I was thinking, as simple as that. Simple as that. So can you imagine? In my last podcast, I talked about thoughts becoming things. And how people don't believe and they think it's all airy fairy stuff. And it's like, but we live in a thoughts become things type of world anyway. And this was, I've had other manifestations that's come that's like, whoa. But this was the most bizarre of all the manifestations. And I didn't know about manifestations, law of attraction back then. We didn't have the internet like we had back then. Was it internet? No, I had the internet after I graduated in university in 97. So we didn't have the internet prominently like we do have now. And it just got me thinking. It's like, I wanted something. I didn't want it bad. What can I say? I didn't want it badly enough, but I really wanted it. I wanted it because I just wanted the end goal to be have my hair off my neck. And it's really weird because obviously I just wished I had it. So there was no resistance, there was no lack, there was no nothing. Yes, I didn't think I was going to have hairpins because I was in the middle of the bloody terrain going up to go to Boydin Lake. So I didn't think I was going to have hairpins. And I certainly know my mum and my gran didn't have hairpins in their bag. Do you understand? Like, my gran has very, very short hair. I think my mum had short hair at the time. So there's no need for them to have hairpins in their bag. And so it was just, it was a wish. It was just a flippant wish. Oh, I wish I had some hairpins to pin my hair up. Boom. Back to leave, I see 5 hairpins, big hairpins sitting on a stone. Now, I don't tell this story in hopes that you believe me, because I'm going to tell you guys now, I do not care. If I say something and people don't want to believe, they want to flip it off and say it's a coincidence, someone this, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It was my experience, and that's just how it was. I don't need to lie to prove anything. I think that's just a waste. It doesn't serve me to lie. I don't get nothing out of it. I don't need to have a fantastic story to tell people. But this was my experience, and doing what I'm doing now, and I'm successful in some things, and other things I'm less successful at. I still got a lot of work, a lot of my journey to go on, and a lot of things I need to improve and need to change. I got the tools, I got the know-how, and hence why I started this podcast, hence why I started my affirmation channel, because I know there's loads of people out there that's like me. You believe in it, but you're still struggling to get out there a little bit and get what you want. And when I think about it, it's like, even talking to you guys now, more thoughts are coming to my head. It's like, well, then just wish, you know what? I just wish I had enough money to pay my bills this month and pay all of it and on time. I just wish, and just leave it alone. And it makes me wonder that if you just wish it and you leave it alone, I'd know that you create no resistance. So even though in your head you don't kind of think that it's not gonna come, but you don't think that it either way. Like when we make wishes, I wish this, I wish that. Sometimes when you think about when you made a wish in the past, this may not be everybody, but sometimes when you made some wishes in the past, didn't you just wish it and leave it alone? Like you didn't dwell on the negativity, you didn't dwell of it not coming to you. Just, you know what? I really wish I just had £10 in my pocket. I really wish this happened. And it may have come, may not have come. But the point is, you didn't really often go down the rabbit hole of all the negative stuff of why isn't going to come. You just wish it because it's just a bit of I wish and that's it. And that's exactly more or less what I did, but I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it. I didn't think anything of it. I wish I had hairpins, and the hairpins came. I picked it up, put it in my hair, fixed my hair up, and I went on my merry way. And I enjoyed the views of hiking up. And then on the way down, I couldn't wait to get down because I was tired. I was like, it was hot, it was tired. I even caught up to another group. I was just like, I just need to get down off this mountain, and just get back to sea level, ground level, to because I was tired, and it kind of, having that memory and diving into that memory really pulled out how magical and mystical, last podcast I did there, this world is. I didn't think about it. I even now I'm making this podcast, and I'm a bit more wow, but I will forget, and I will go about my day, and I will get on with the things that I'm doing, and that'll be it. But I kind of don't want to forget about it. I want to use it as a reminder to say, this is what you did how many years ago. You can do that now. Now, I know back then, pinning my hair up was something that I wanted to do, but it wasn't something that was desperate. It wasn't something that was attached to. When it comes to things like your rent's due, your bills due, you become attached to it. So saying affirmations wishing something, yeah, I get it. You think, yeah, but I'm too attached to it. So I get it. It's hard, or it feels hard. But my solution to that, and I've said many before, is then wish for something that you don't care about, and wish for something when that comes. Wish for something else you don't care about, and you use this as an exercise, because if you build that up as an exercise, something that you do care about, you can do it. I know some people say, but I don't have time's running out. But what choice do you have? If you can't get to where you are from where, if you cannot get to where you want to go from where you are, then just divert and pivot, because you never know, you might get to where you need to be a lot sooner. Anyway, guys, this is just my little short story, a little advice what to do. Wish it, yeah, and let it go. I know, again, like I said, there's things that we are fully attached to, and we feel as though, nah, this is just too much, I can't do that. Wish for something. I want 3 coloring pencils. I got loads of coloring pencils. You know what, I wish I had a nice set of prism color pencils and a nice watercolor book. I just wish it and just let it go. You know, I wish someone would gift it to me. I wish I got it as a present, you know. Just wish it and let it go. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope this podcast found you well. That's my story. In fact, I'm going to do a couple more stories. I think after this one, I'm going to give another story, because I've given examples and I've talked about something within the podcast of stuff that's happened. But now I'm going to go and do a second story that happened to me. And this is to do with money. How I gained 150 pounds. Not in weight, guys. Money. Not weight. I didn't gain 150 pounds in weight. I was like, money. I'll listen to my next podcast, because this one will blow your mind.